What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be discussing a player that has been playing international basketball, representing his country proud, and is a representation of the Chicago Bulls as well, and his name is Goran Dragic. Now, we're going to be talking about what it means for the Chicago Bulls, and also a very important question is, will he be ready by the time the regular season comes around? Is it going to be a situation where he has to rest? Because all things like that will have to be discussed at some point. So before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Goran Dragic, how well he's playing internationally right now, and do you see him being ready for the Chicago Bulls, and what do you think we will see out of Goran Dragic as well? Now, the reason why I haven't talked about Goran Dragic a lot is because I haven't really seen a lot of international basketball. It's just the way that it is. Unfortunately, I've not really been paying attention to that scene, but from what I have heard, Goran Dragic has performed very, very well. But the fact of the matter is, something else I need to note is that you've seen everybody kind of play basketball right now, playing in different type of leagues. DeMar DeRozan playing in the Drew League, Dalen Terry playing in the Pro-Am League, Patrick Williams getting involved in every single league imaginable, apparently, was working at the Advocate Center last night. Chicago Bulls players are simply training and working and getting better at their craft, which is exactly what you want to see, and Goran Dragic is no exception, playing internationally. Now, his stats look good from what I've seen. There have been a little bit of inconsistent performances there, but from the most part, Goran Dragic looks very, very good. And the question needs to be asked now is that what does that bring to the Chicago Bulls? Well, a lot of Bulls fans, I think, are relatively worried that Goran Dragic is playing international basketball and is kind of being put in that situation where he could get injured. And he had a minor injury already from the past couple, at least month, I would say. He had an injury. It was a minor injury. He played through the injury. It's probably no longer an issue now, but that's what most Bulls fans fear. And Bulls fans are not probably too happy with Goran Dragic playing international basketball. But you got to understand his predicament, his situation, why he's doing this for himself. Goran Dragic came from a Toronto Raptors team that barely played him to a Brooklyn Nets team where he had a very bad time with the Brooklyn Nets. He didn't have the best stats at all. He had a good playoff run, but outside of that, if we saw Goran Dragic from that season straight into this season, I think he'd be very low on confidence. I think playing international basketball for him, playing well as well, shows a lot of confidence from Goran Dragic. And I think he'll come into this Chicago Bulls team very, very confident. And that's something that probably you can't buy. He comes in low on confidence from that very bad season last year, doesn't perform for the Chicago Bulls this year. All of a sudden, he gets a couple games under his belt, plays a month of solid basketball, consistent basketball, and then goes to the Chicago Bulls next season. Of course, he would come in a little bit more confident. And personally, I can't necessarily blame him for that. Of course, if everything goes well, he stays healthy, I think it's the best case scenario for the Chicago Bulls. But what does it mean for him coming into this team? Well, besides the confidence factor, honestly, the real question is, will he be ready for the regular season? And I have no reason why he won't be ready for the regular season. He won't be ready for training camp or anything like that. Maybe there's something that someone else would know that would make him not ready. But personally, I think he should be ready. He should be ready for training camp. He should be ready for the regular season. He should be ready for preseason. That's the most important time for the Chicago Bulls. You've got to be ready for those games and for those, I guess, that chemistry building that is available to him. So I hope he will at least be there participating. But yeah, I think he will be ready for the Chicago Bulls come the regular season because he's got a very important role to play. I don't think he takes that role very lightly. At the end of the day, he's got a point to prove. He has to deliver on the court for the Chicago Bulls. He was getting contracts where there was no guaranteed minutes. He was going down that route in terms of his NBA career where they're, I guess, a cheerleader or a guy that's going to be a role player, play from time to time, but is there for the veteran experience and that alone to give advice to the young guys. That's what Goran Dragic's career was going down, the path. And he believed he had more basketball left in the tank. So that's up to him to prove it. If he could do it with consistent minutes in the Eurobasket, consistent minutes in the NBA and the Chicago Bulls, then I think it's a perfect case scenario. He's got a lot to prove to us. He's got a lot to prove to everybody else. He's got a lot to prove to every NBA team beyond the Chicago Bulls as well, if he plans to have a future beyond just this team. So there's a lot on the line for Goran Dragic, and you have to trust that he knows what's best for him. And he's done this a long time as well. So I'm sure playing international basketball is the best for him. And I know that with that happening and him hopefully coming fully healthy, that would bring him the world of confidence. So I'm excited for Goran Dragic. Yeah, whether he's starting lineup or off the bench, he does have a lot that can be added to this team, especially with Lonzo Ball out. He's going to be very, very important for us. I think he could dictate a lot of wins that we can have very early on, and I'd like to see him do that. And Goran Dragic is always going to be a type of guy that is relatively, I guess, a microwave type guy. He's a guy that could go off at any given time. He could really show out on certain games, and then other games he'll be quiet, but he's still going to be very impactful as well. So, yeah, international-wise, he's playing very well at the moment, all things considered. Hopefully he stays healthy, and hopefully he'll be ready for the Chicago Bulls. That's the best hope for everybody, and I think that's where we turn our heads to now. So, with all that being said, I've heard a lot that a lot of players are returning to Chicago now. So it's getting to that point, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's going to be together very soon, and that should include Goran Dragic. So hopefully he's still doing well. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Just a quick update video in relation to Goran Dragic. It's a very interesting time. And yeah, have a wonderful and safe day, Bulls Nation. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.